You've stepped into the Jared Briggs Show. Welcome back to this week's episode where we are going to talk about who knows you. Now, you may have heard the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. But I heard this a little while ago where it said, let's take that even a step further, and it's more important who knows you. And I really liked that, and I want to talk about that because that mindset shift, or just the way structure that saying, I've looked at that in my own personal life and I'm like, you know what? That has been so true. It's been very beneficial. The relationships that I've built in my life, the people that I've gotten to know that have gotten to know me. And so I want to talk about that. I want to share some things. So let's just jump right in. It's not what you know, it's who you know, but more importantly, it's who knows you. So just reframe that real quick. I spent a lot of time in the first part of my business where I would really try to go out and meet a lot of people. There was a moment where I would go and knock doors. I would knock on businesses, try to get into the HR, the manager, business owner, or something, and just be like, this is who I am. This is what I do. I've also heard the saying where it's the more hands you shake, the more money you make. But I want to give you another twist on this. I heard this on another podcast, and somebody else that's been very influential in my life, reading their books or podcasts, listening to their videos. And so I've been trying to exercise this in my own life. And that whole concept is I want to build a relationship with people. And that relationship isn't all about just throwing up on them and telling them who you are and what you've done and what you've accomplished and what you can do for them and that they should be a client, or whatever your business or industry or job or whatever it is. But you should take it a step further and you should go and meet people. And when you walk away from them or the lunch ends or the conversation ends, they literally say, man, I really like that Jared guy, but what does he do? And that concept was super interesting to me. And I've literally tried practicing that. And I've even told my wife this. I've had conversations with her. We've had conversations. And when we're out and about and visiting with people and talking with people, I literally just try to ask them a ton of questions. One of the first questions I start with is, where are you originally from? I ask that question. I literally asked this question. I made a stupid mistake building a fence at my house, and somebody had to come, utility company had to come and fix something. And the guy we got visiting, and he told me, oh, I've lived in this area for 20 years. I'm like, where are you originally from? And we had a whole conversation about where he was originally from down in Utah and how much it's grown in that area. We had a whole conversation around that. And the guy was really nice. I could tell he was irritated that I made a mistake. But by the end of it, I feel like we were friends. Like, he was a super cool guy. And so that concept of, I'm going to visit with people. I'm going to get to know people. I'm going to ask them questions. Where are they from? What are their likes? What are their dislikes? What are their interests? What is it they do for work? What are their dreams and their goals? What's their favorite hobby? What's their favorite type of vehicle? Are they living where they want to live? Like, I've just created this whole library of questions just to get to know people. And I've found there's a lot of times people just share the surface level. A lot of times, like all the time, like 99.9% of the time, when you ask somebody, oh, like, how are you doing? They're like, oh, I'm good. But on the inside, they're really not good. They're really struggling. And so there's been a lot of people that I've been able to get to know their interests and their hobbies, and come to find out I have interests and hobbies in that. And then we were able to visit about those and talk about those things. And I learn a ton. And even if it doesn't turn into business or opportunity directly right there, that's okay. And I've learned I have to be okay with that. Because not every situation, not every experience, not every opportunity is going to manifest itself in that moment. But relationships do. Relationships are something that will never go away. No matter how good technology gets, no matter how much AI benefits us, no matter how much social media grows and develops and changes, at the end of the day, a personal connection, a personal relationship, in my belief, in my experience of this moment, I still believe that is going to be important 50 years from now. I believe it's going to be important 100 years from now. I believe it's going to be a talent and a skill and an ability that would serve anybody and everybody for the rest of their lives. And that comes back to who knows you, who really knows you, who have you built real, true, meaningful connections and friendships with? Who is it that you've had a conversation with here recently and you guys separate and then they're like, whoa, I really like that guy or that girl. But what is it that they do? Why did we have this whole conversation? Let everybody else tell you who you are. I've had some cool experiences where I've gotten referrals into my business where I've met somebody And then later on run into him again. And I'm like, hey, I was visiting with so-and-so. I didn't know you did this or you worked with this company. And I'm like, oh yeah, that is a cool experience. Cause it's like, now we're friends and they come up to me and they're like, dude, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, I don't know. It just didn't come up. We were having a good conversation. I was getting to know you and what you're doing, and why ruin that, right? Why ruin those good conversations? I really enjoy that. It's really made a different experience because I used to look at everybody from a perspective of I could help them with this and this and this, and I would make this amount of money. That's how I used to look at everything. And now that I still hope my business grows that way, I still hope I offer the services to take care of them and we can continue to grow in revenue. Because if you ain't making money, you're not going to make it in business for very long. So of course, I hope those things are going well and that we're doing a good job and that we're offering those services. But at the end of the day, what if life changes significantly? What if this industry that I'm in now completely changes? Well, I still want to be able to have those friendships and those relationships and those connections that I can always go back to no matter what is going on in my life and no matter what is going on in their life. I want those friendships. I want those relationships. I want that trust. I want that benefit and that feeling of they care. And I think changing the mindset from it's not what you know to who you know, completely flipping that to who knows you. Because people are only going to really care if you care. You know, if my relationship with everybody is 100% transactional and I'm only looking for transaction out of that relationship, like people can sense that, people can feel that. But if I'm in that relationship because I honestly care and I appreciate them and they have value to add to my life and I hope I can add value to their life, that relationship, that friendship, that becomes your family. That will serve you forever, for the rest of your life, for the rest of anything that you're doing, it'll benefit that. And then it creates the opportunity of the more hands you shake, the more money you make. That comes from relationships. That goes back to who knows you. So I wanted to share that. You guys, this is short, this is sweet, this is right to the point. It's more important who knows you and that who you know in a true relationship level, not just a transactional relationship, but a friendship to the point where it's their family. I would do anything. I've got some friends like that. I got some friends where, you know, if they got in a bind or a tight situation or they needed me, I would drive down and help them. I would drive to where they are. I would call them. I'd text them. I'd check in on them. I'd support them. I'd help their family any way that I could in any situations. But because it's been mutual on both sides, where it's who knows you, who appreciates you, who likes you, and who wants to be around you. And I hope I can be that type of a person. I hope I can be a good friend. I hope I can be somebody that people want to be around. But at the same time, I want to challenge the status quo. I don't want to just be around average. I don't just want to be around, well, it's good enough. You know, the conversations, the relationships, the experiences that I participate in, I want them to challenge me to get better. And I want to do that same thing for other people. Who knows you? Well, I want people to know me of like, man, Jared's going to push me to be better. And I want to push him to be better too. Those are the type of relationships that I want, that I invest into, and that I really appreciate. I had some really good conversations this week at the time of recording this with some friends that really leveled me up. But we got to know each other, and it's been over a couple of years now. We've really gotten to know each other in situations and been able to help each other in all areas of life, and I appreciate that. So you guys really leverage that. Leverage the relationship of who knows you. And remember to be the master of your life.